guys, welcome back. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are well. I hope you're blessed, and I hope you are going to have an amazing rest of your day if you're watching or listening to this in the morning. So, I am so happy to be here. I am so blessed to be here and have this opportunity to speak again today. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I am ready to just get started and talk to you guys about what we're going to be talking about today. I hope you guys are well. Also, I just want to say that, guys, feel free to ask me questions because I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I keep saying that, but I want to build it up. I'm going to be doing a Q&A at some point, so feel free to ask me a bunch of questions, so then when I eventually do that episode, I'll have that opportunity to read your questions and answer them with the Lord, with his help and stuff. So that should be fun. I'm excited for that episode, honestly. I don't know what you guys are going to ask, but I can't wait for that. But yes, y'all, today I feel like it's important. The episode today is so important. I feel like it's so needed. I feel like it's very needed in this day and age. I feel like it's a good, I don't know, and I also feel like I might make it a series. So today, what am I talking about? Drumroll. I'm talking about friendship. I've actually been wanting to talk about this, but the last time I was going to talk about it, I didn't feel like I was ready yet. I feel like I needed, because there's a lot that I wanted to say and it wasn't coming across how I wanted it to be said. So I wanted more time to plan and prepare for it and allow the Lord to use me like he always does. So I always say pray before I start to just allow the Lord to use me. So I hope that he uses me, seizes my lips, takes control, and speaks through me about friendship. So let's start off. First of all, why are friendships important? Okay, so besides your family and besides your spouse or significant other, friendships are very important. They're part of your family. For some people, your friends are like your family, and they influence your lives. They impact you in so many ways, and I think that it's really important to understand what a friend is, so that not only you could be a better friend, but you can understand who your friends are and be able to know the difference between a friend and someone that's not a friend, who's not looking out for you, who's not looking, you're not looking at your best. How do you say that? Why am I? Anyways, who is, who wants your best interest and who is going to be supportive and there for you, loyal, and all of those things. Because, I think friendships are very important in this life. And I think God did an amazing thing when he allowed us to have friendships and to see the impact that friendships can have in our lives and how, they could either be for the better or not. Some friendships have a negative impact on our lives and some of them have a positive one. I'm praying for all positive ones, but sometimes you got to go through that experience so that you truly understand what a friend is. So you truly understand that, what you're looking for in a friend, because it's like a relationship, okay? it's sort of like a relationship. What are you looking for in a relationship should be a little bit similar to what you're looking for in a friendship too. So I think we have to learn to be selective. We have to learn to be, the way God calls us to love and to love everyone and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean everyone's going to be our friend either. Yeah, you could love someone and do right by them and care for them and, do all those things, but that doesn't mean that's your friend. You're meant to be everybody's friend. It's not the case. You're not meant to be every single body's friend, because listen, who you surround yourself with can impact your character, the way you live, so many different things, okay? So that's why I think it's very important to talk about friendships. What makes a good friendship? What does God say about friendships? What does the internet say about friendships? Like all those things. And I'm kind of going to go into that a little bit and kind of explore. I don't really know where the Lord's going to lead me with this, but let's have some fun and let's just talk about it a little bit. But let me see what I wrote. Yeah. So the first thing I was the best way to start off, first of all, talking about friendships is to start off with the meaning of friendship. What does a friend mean to you. Like, what do you consider a friend? How would you define a friend? And I'm thinking about that too. How would I define a friend? I'm thinking about that. And then also I want to know how, but what does a friend mean? What does the dictionary say a friend is? Like, how is it defined? So I did search it up for you guys so you don't have to. You're welcome. So I put 3 definitions. I said a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. So it's typically exclusive of, relationships like romantic relationships or family relationships. So I want you to focus on whom one knows and whom one has a bond of mutual affection, okay? That's some key words there. We're going to circle back to that. So another definition is a person who you like and enjoy being with. Can you imagine? You consider someone a friend and like you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot stand to be around this person. Like, oh, you like, I don't really, I love you, but I don't really like you. Like, God calls it the love you, but it's like, oh, you're kind of getting on my nerves. Like, I don't really like spending time with you. Like, imagine. But anyways. And a third definition is a person who helps or supports someone or something. Yeah, support. Definitely a big thing for friendships. I feel like they are supposed to add and pour into your life rather than take and take and take, It should be a balance, give and take for both of you guys. So, and then, okay, so that's how, when I was looking it up, that's how it's defined, like the dictionary and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, that's what the dictionary says on the internet, all that. But I'm like, okay, what does the Bible say? What are some character traits of a good friendship? How is friendship kind of defined in the Bible? And so that's kind of where I'm going to kind of focus on a little bit. And I put verses, and as I was looking at, I was preparing for this, I wanted to put verses along with each of them. So we're going to take our time with this. If I don't finish, I'm going to continue in another episode. But how the Bible defines it is someone who's supportive and loyal, like Proverbs 17 verse 17, honest and trustworthy, Proverbs 27 verse 6, encouraging and edifying, 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 11, faithful and constant, Proverbs 18 verse 24, loving and sacrificial, John 15 verse 13, counseling and advising, Proverbs 27 verses 9. So I'm going to be focusing on the first one today, supportive and loyal. I think that's one of the most, if not one of the most important things we're looking for in a friendship, like what we want to see and kind of how we define our friendships. Like, think about your friends. Do you see them as supportive and loyal? Because I know that's what I'm looking for when I'm thinking about my friends and my best friends and my good friends and all my friends. Are they supportive and loyal? Like, I feel like that is a key factor when it comes to friendships. It's like their support and their loyalty. Yeah, I think they all definitely have that. But let's go back to the definition of a person whom one knows and whom one has a bond of mutual affection. So the first point, whom one knows. And I feel like it's so much deeper because we could be like, oh yeah, I know this person. That doesn't mean they're your friend. That just means you could know someone that's an acquaintance, that's a stranger, that's, I think when it's saying someone who you know, that means like you truly know that person. You know what they're like. You know their personality. You know what their likes and dislikes. You know how they are, who they are to their core. I think that's what it's trying to convey here when it says whom you know. Like, you know that person. Like, you truly know who they are. And I think it's very important to know your friends. It's very important to know who your friends and who you're surrounding yourself with. So you should really, truly get to know who that person is as a person and see if you align, because sometimes you befriend people and you realize you didn't really know them like that. And it's like, what did you get yourself into, So I think it's very important. That keyword here is someone you know. So make sure you know your friends. Make sure you know them. Okay? And don't find out later. Don't find out after the fact that it's like, oh, wow, this is who they really are. Because sometimes that's how you get deceived. That's how you get backstabbed. That's how you could get really surprised in those friendships, is because you didn't really know who they are. And I think that's very important to know who you're surrounding yourself with. Like, you don't want to just be surrounding yourself with anybody, do you? I wouldn't. Listen, I don't want to surround myself with just anybody. I want company that's going to be someone like we get along, you pour into me, I pour into you type of thing. We're respectful of each other, we love each other, we're supportive of each other. Like, those are what I'm looking for. And I know who you are, I know your values, I know, the kind of person that you are, I know your attributes, I know what you like and the things that you do without me seeing you do them. I know, like, what you're saying behind, maybe what you could be saying about me behind my back, like, it wouldn't be anything negative. If I truly know you, like, I would know you wouldn't be someone that does that. But yeah, so I think that's important to know who your friends are. And another one, whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Yeah, so friendships are a mutual thing. It's not one-sided. It's not supposed to be one-sided. I don't know if someone told you that, but I'm telling you today, friendships are not meant to be one-sided. It's supposed to be mutual. So if you have a friend or someone you consider a friend, I mean, I would hope that they consider you a friend as well. Like, I hope it's a mutual thing going on. It's not like, some people, they're like, oh yeah, that's my friend. And the other friend is like, that they're talking about, it's like, we're not friends. And they're like, they don't consider you a friend the way you consider them a friend type thing. And I wouldn't want that for you. I don't want that for you. I want you to be with people who truly value you and want to spend time with you and consider you a friend just like you do. Because sometimes friendships could be one-sided, and let me tell you, those are rough. You don't want to be in a one-sided friendship. I wouldn't want that, because it's like you're doing all these things. Not saying you should do it because you want something in return. That's not how God calls us to operate. We should do it because we love that person, and God calls us to a place of servitude. He wants us to serve others and to help people and care for them, not expecting anything in return. So I don't do it out of expectation of anything in return. But like, if you are in a friendship, you would think that they would probably want to do the same thing for you. They would want to care for you, be there for you in your times of need. They would want to be by your side. They want to be loyal to you. They want to be honest with you. They want to share things with you. They want to include you. Yeah, so those are things I feel like should be reciprocated, right? It should be reciprocated. Like, the love should be reciprocated. The support should be reciprocated. That loyalty should be reciprocated. And not trying to exclude you should be reciprocated, kind of thing. So I think that's very important, that, maybe take some time to think about it. Think about it, y'all. If it's, some friendships are not mutual, and I think you deserve friends who love you and care for you and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Just like in a relationship, you know what you deserve, right? You know what you deserve. So out of friendships, you deserve, you should know what you deserve too out of a friendship. And I think some people could take advantage and use certain people in friendships and truly use them, and they're not reciprocating anything. They're not showing them that support or encouragement, and some people are not even realizing it. It takes people longer time to realize it, but I pray you do, because you deserve to have friends surrounding you that are truly good friends. I think that's the key point I'm trying to make here, is good friends. God wants us to have good friends, okay? He wants us to be surrounded by good friends, not friends who don't love us and care about us or don't even consider us a friend. He wants us to be surrounded by good friends. And that's why he gives us that's why it's talked about in the Bible, like, as a friend, like, all these traits of a friendship, like supportive, honest, encouraging, constant, loving, like, that's all things we should want out of a friendship and look for. That's what I want. And that's what I believe I found that in my friends. So I pray that you get that out of your friends and you're in really good friendships. And it's hard this day and age. I know people are struggling with that, finding good friends, loyal friends, honest friends, true friends. But I feel like it makes it a little bit better when they know Jesus, because then they're going to want to live according to the word of God and kind of to be better and to do better and to be like him. And so I believe that they'd want to, honestly, like, it would make them be a better friend, a better person overall. When you find Jesus, it just changes your heart and changes you completely. And so I think that's why godly friendships are so beautiful. They really are. And it's like you get to share something deeper and more intimate, and it's really a beautiful thing. So I'm going to go into supportive and loyalty, like the first traits of friendships from the Bible. So I'm going to go into kind of how does the Bible define friendships, and how does the Bible define friendships, and what is it that the Bible says about friendships, kind of thing. And so the first point we're going to go into is supportive and loyal. So I'm going to start off by reading Proverbs 17, verse 17. Proverbs 17, verse 17. Here we are. That was pretty fast, right? I'm getting better, guys. Soon I'm going to make sure this is the right one. Yeah, so it says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So what I'm getting from this for supportive and loyalty, so a friend loves at all times. So a friend loves at all times. Whoa. Okay, that means that friend never stops loving you despite what happens at all times. At your lows, your highs, arguments, everything. It's like they never stop loving you, no matter what's going on between you two, the world, whatever it's going on. They never stop loving you. And wow, that's deep. That's really beautiful, though, to have someone that you know will be supportive of you no matter what. Like, I think that's it's beautiful that the Bible defines they put that verse next to supportive and loyal. That's one of the verses that came up when I was looking at verses for supportive and loyal. That's the one. And let's read that again. It says, a friend loves at all times. Is that not the definition of support? Like, yeah, you may not agree with someone, but to support them in that journey or a process, and also support is also being honest with someone too. I believe that. I believe being supportive of someone is also being honest with them and trying to steer them in the right direction if they're, doing a little detour. But I think it's a beautiful thing to find a supportive friend that will love you through it all, through thick and thin, when you're down and out, when you have nobody to turn to, when you need a shoulder to cry on, when you're at your lowest or when you're at your highest, who's not jealous of you, but who truly is standing by your side, ready to support you through it all. Like, that is beautiful. And that's like the Lord. And the next part of that, and a brother is born for adversity. So what I'm getting from that is like, yeah, y'all, we're bound to go through things. Listen, we are bound to go through obstacles. We're bound to go through some trials after trials. This life is not promised without trials. God said we're gonna go through the ringer. We're gonna go through some things, guys. So buckle up and prepare yourself. But the beautiful thing about it is God gave us people to stand by us and to support us through them, to give us that support that we need, because he knows like we're going to need it. And so he gave us a beautiful thing called friendships and family. And they're the ones that are going to be with us to help pour into us, to give us words of encouragement, to support us through those journeys and those obstacles and those trials. So y'all, like, I hope your friends are being supportive of you when you are down and at your lowest. See who's around. See who is standing next to you. See who is there calling up your phone when you're in need. Like, that's how you know. It's in your moments of need. It's in your moments when you're at your lowest. It's when you're going to really see who's stepping up to the plate and really being that friend. Who is stepping into that role of supportive, So I think you just got to be observant of that and be aware of that. Like, who is really showing, who's really showing, like, yeah, I'm your friend. I am going to be here for you through it all. Because actions speak louder than words. You could talk the talk. Yeah, girl, I'm your ride or die. I'm going to be here for you no matter what. And then when it actually happens, where are they? That type of thing. Where are they? Now, I'm not saying, okay, hold it against them or anything like that. So, because it's different for everyone. But I think truly, one of the most beautiful things out of a friendship is support. And when you're in need of that support, they show up and they step into that role like effortlessly, easily. And that's the kind of friend I want to be. I want to be a friend like when my friends are going through something, I want to step into that role. I want to be that friend that they could turn to and tell me what's going on. And I want to be that shoulder that they could cry on and be that someone that they could turn to, and I could give them words of encouragement and speak life into them and help them through that, whatever it is that they're going through. And so, yeah, y'all, we're going to go through some things. God said, buckle up. He said it's not going to be easy. This life is not easy, but I think it helps having friends and family surrounding you. And listen, some people, they don't have friends right now. I've seen too many people are like, I have no friends. And I'm like, I feel so bad. I'm like, it's so hard these days, huh? Finding friends and people who's really going to get you. And I know it's tough, like finding those true friends, those good friends that are loyal and real, they're not fake, who are real. And it breaks my heart that some people don't have that or don't have it yet. Okay, just pray about it. God will bring some people into your life that's going to show you what a real friend is. Trust. But yeah, I would definitely pray about it. And also, no one is touching your friendship that you could have with God. Like, that is the ultimate friendship you could have. So if you don't have anybody and you don't have that support from friendships or from your friends or family, like, I just want to tell you and let you know, he's ready to step into that role. Like, he's there. He's like, I will be the best friend you've ever had. He will. He will do more for you than anybody could ever. He will support you better than anyone could. He will love you better and bigger than anyone in your life. So if there's one thing, like, someone you could trust in no matter what, it's the Lord. You could trust him. You could, develop that friendship with him because he's amazing. Amazing. He's my best friend. So take it from me. Don't take it from me, but I think I have a pretty good relationship with God up there. So, and I think he's a great friend. And why would I not want to tell you about him? So if you need a friend right now, I don't know what happened. My mouth got a little tongue twister. Talk to God, and he will be the best friend you've ever had. Like, you could tell him anything, and he won't, and he will listen. He won't complain. He will not complain. He's happy to listen to you and hear you. But yeah, so how I wanted to end this. Oh, I'm over here rushing. Girl, slow down. Don't rush. I define support. Support is to encourage, comfort, help, etc. under trial or affliction. Okay? To encourage, comfort, help under trial or affliction. And another definition, to give courage, faith, or confidence to, or help or comfort. Are you getting that out of your friends? Because I pray you are. That's what support is. Hey, they're stepping up to the plate. They're ready to encourage you. They're ready to comfort you. They're ready to help you under any trial or affliction. Okay, they're loyal. And they're ready to give you courage and faith or confidence or help or comfort. I also define loyalty because, y'all, loyalty is so important in friendships. I don't know if you guys know that, but just like you look for loyalty in relationships, you should look for it in friendships too. So loyalty is giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or institution, steadfast in allegiance or duty. That means there's no switching up. That means they're like, we're locked in. Like, I'm not switching up on you. I'm going to support you through thick and thin. My support isn't changing. How I love you isn't going to change. How I'm like devoted and dedicated and like I really want to be a good friend to you and ready to support you and encourage you and lift you up, that's not changing. I am going to step up to the plate and I'm going to be firm and give you that constant support. And that's why it's like it's important too. If you're going to give that to someone, I pray that that person is someone in your life that is meant to be in your life, because sometimes we're giving all that to someone who it's not meant for, who you're not meant to give all that to, give that like loyalty to. And yes, God calls us to love our neighbors and to love, but loyalty is something deep and serious. And like, that's why I believe like you have to be selective with your friends, because You can't be ready to give your loyalty to just anybody. Right? You can't just give your loyalty to anybody. You can't just give your support to just anybody. You got to truly know that person and know who they are. And like yeah, like come on. We can't just listen, I can't just give my loyalty out. You hear these words, giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person. That means you're firmly never going to stop supporting that person. That you're with that person through the end. Like you're going to be there through thick and thin. And some people, it's like it makes me sad because not everyone, we've given so much to some friendships and they didn't even deserve it. Not saying that we shouldn't give, not saying that we should give people what they deserve, because God doesn't do that to us. He doesn't give us what we deserve. He loves us, and sometimes there's a lot of things we don't deserve, but God blesses us and loves us. And as a believer, as a Christian, I never think about it as giving someone what they deserve. I think that's why it's important to be selective. I'm going to love you, but not every friendship I'm meant to be in. Not everyone's meant to be my friend. And so because I'm selective with my friendships, I know who I'm giving my support to and who I'm giving my loyalty to. I know who I'm giving it to, and I know it's going to be reciprocated. So yeah, I think it's very important. Having support and loyalty in a friendship is so important. And so that's why you got to be selective who you're giving that to. Just like you're selective with relationships and you're selective with certain things, friendships, you got to have that same selectivity. Not everyone is meant to be your friend. Not everyone's meant to be for you. Not everyone is going to be rooting for you. Not everyone is going to be cheering you on. Not everyone is loving you behind the scenes, okay? There are some people who are preying on your downfall, who are jealous of you, and who will do anything to see you fall. That's not who you want in your corner. That's not who I want in my corner. And imagine that's who you're giving your loyalty and support to. But like I said, as believers, we don't give people what they're due, because then that would be petty and that would be wrong. Lord calls us to love. But like I said, that's why it's important to be selective with your friendships, so that you know who you're giving your loyalty and friendship and support to. You know them. You know who they are. And so to end, I'm just going to end with just a Bible story. I love Naomi and Ruth. Talk about this story real quick, not too much, about Ruth and Naomi. Listen, when it comes to loyalty and support, Ruth gets the cake, okay? She really was so loyal to her mother-in-law. So let's turn to that real quick. I'm gonna go to, I wrote it down, but I don't know. Maybe I'll read it. Maybe I won't read it. We'll see how I'm feeling about that. Yeah, we'll see how I feel about that real quick. So, okay. So Ruth 1 verse 16 to 17. So basically just like a little thing. Ruth she's now a widow. Ruth is a widow. And so her mother-in-law, Naomi, was leaving their home. And Ruth was like, oh, I'm not staying here. I'm going with you. Ruth is like, I am going where you're going. Me and you are locked in for life. Mother-in-law, which is, I believe that was also, it had to be, she loved her so much, like to just that devotion to her. But yeah, she was like, I'm going with you, okay? I'm following you. And mind you, they didn't even serve the same God, like at the time, like, so imagine like, putting their differences aside, beautiful thing, I know. But yeah, I was like, every time I think about loyalty and support, and like Ruth always comes to mind, because listen to what she says in Ruth 1:16 verse 17. This is what she says, verse 16. But Ruth said, actually, y'all, I'm going to read this in a different version, so this is more clear for you guys. Because this is actually, I'm just going to read it. It's fine. So, entreat me not to leave you or to turn back from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go. And wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts you and me. That is so poetic. That is so beautiful. Like, it's almost like a love, like, it's so beautiful. Like, imagine someone saying that to you, like, really showing their loyalty, and not just in speech, but in action. She actually did all those things. She actually left with her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law's God, our God, the Lord God, became her God, and she served him. And she was stuck with Naomi, okay? She was like, I'm going where you're going. Where you go, I go. Imagine you having a friend and they have nothing left for them here. And you're like, I got it. I'm leaving. And your friend has nobody either. And she's like, I'm going to go. You're like, I'm going to go. And your friend's like, you know what? I'm coming with you. I'm not letting you do this alone. I'm not letting you go alone. I'm going with you. I'm going to stand by you. Where you go, I'm going. Whatever you do, I'm going to do. We're in this together. And that is such a beautiful, it's a beautiful story if you guys haven't read it, Ruth. It's a beautiful story. And to just see how, wow, like that level of loyalty and support that Ruth showed to Naomi. And that is not a common thing this day and age, to have that level of loyalty. But when you find it, it's such a beautiful thing to have that support and loyalty, to have someone pledge themselves to be like, I'm not leaving your side. I'm with you. Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. Like, wow. Where you die, I will die. Imagine, it's like, that's a true ride or die. Like, Ruth is a true ride or die for her mother-in-law. She's like, we're in this together, okay? We're like this. We're locked in for life. And to just see the way that the Lord, like, just rewarded that loyalty and that support to Naomi. And you see it later in the story how God honors that and he blesses her, and wow, yeah, it's beautiful. And to see who her descendants are and all that. But yeah, so guys, I hope that was helpful or encouraging, or however you want to take that. But I pray that you received something from it, that about loyalty, support. Like, what does the Bible say about good friendships, and how can we be better friends? It's not only what to look for in friendships, but also how can we be better friends? What can we do to do better and be better, and not just to speak it, but act on it. Be true to what we're saying and to act on it. Like, I want to be someone true to my word. I want to say something and act on that. If I say I want to be a good friend, I want to be supportive and loyal, and to be honest, and to be encouraging, and to be all those things, do all those things, I better be putting it into action, y'all, because listen, actions speak louder than words. And I want to be a woman of action, and I want to be a friend of action. So guys, I pray that the Lord blesses you with some great friendships. If that's something you're looking for, I think friendships are a beautiful thing that God has blessed us with. And I think godly friendships are even more beautiful. And that intimacy and level of understanding and that union between you two is something beautiful and rare. But yeah, I pray that God blesses you with some amazing friends who are going to be loyal and supportive, okay? Loyal and supportive to the very end. And I know if you pray for it, God is going to deliver it. And so, guys, I hope you are blessed. I pray that God continues to bless you for the rest of the week. His hand is upon you. I pray that he shows up for you in some cool, amazing, miraculous way. And if you don't know Jesus, I pray that he encounters you in a way where there is no denying that he's God. And so, guys, until next time, I love you guys. Jesus loves you more. Bye.